Welcome to today's Trader Days and Signal. We'll be starting off with our yesterday's analysis, and I did mention I'm expecting some levels in the market, and we've been talking about this level being violated, and I in my last two videos I talked about how I'm expecting whatever makes us to break below this low. I'm not expecting this particular place to hold any longer. And yesterday came in, we did broke below it. But before broke below it, we have this type of liquidity and we have an upward movement. Let's quickly review that. And on 1 hour, we have some kind of you know, signal that give us this minor turtle soup, which is liquidity below this low, which was weak high, and we're expecting some closes below it. And we have this internal structure, this that line perfectly with the mitigation block here. And what do we have? We have the retracement back, like is going up, like we're going to have our shift in the market and continue to move upward. Then we are anticipating the fair value gap that was created there, plus the OB giving us double confidence in the market so that at least we can begin to do what? Move from there. But what did market do? Market came in and surprised us and take out our position. So that was our trade yesterday. This happened to be our trade, and it came in, took out our position. Even personally, before I was able to do analysis when I woke up yesterday morning, I started this other block that was created into this turtle soup. And I quickly took the trade, which was giving me close to 1 to 4. But I didn't close the trade. I already have 1 to 5. I was waiting for my perfect 1 to 5. And what the market do? It just come back in, sweep it off, swept everything, swept it off. So, like I usually say, anything can happen in the market. Anything can happen. Even after we have this level here, and this one was actually taken out of the market. Within this leg, I started another opportunity, which was this, which which was this internal structure on 15 minutes. And as you can see, it gave us a very, very nice reaction. So you can see, we have a very, very nice reaction with the other with the internal structure, and I was expecting that. Okay, and from what we can see, I already entered the trade here because I used 5 minute entry, and I'm already over, what is it called, I mean more than 1 to 3 risk reward, I mean more than 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. And to my surprise, market came in again and send it lower. So it was then that I know that, okay, that the bias is moving downward. That with the way the market is moving, we are in a downtrend. So, which gives me the kind of validation that market has shifted gear to downtrend. So, but one thing I noticed was the fact that the reason why I still don't want to clear all the annotations is because of this OB. Talked about this OB, but I talked about this proportion block that we have here within the OB, and that we're going to use. When I started suspecting this OB is when we didn't have uh, any void, any fair value gap, or any imbalance within the OB, even within this particular leg. But we have this police that is giving us some kind of. So when we didn't have any imbalance here, and that was when I was thinking that, okay, this particular leg might not hold. But we still have to follow our rules and go with the trend. So I was hoping that this place is going to support the price, but it didn't. So yesterday I figured that, okay, whatever makes this level get close like this, then since we are expecting FOMC yesterday, we are expecting that news. So I was anticipating that, okay, if at all, since this proportion block has been broken and closed below, then there is possibility that will come into this lower order block to react from. So this will be because on 9 hour time frame, this is the major stronghold of this impulsive movement upward. So I was expecting that, okay, if FOMC news comes in, we're going to have some kind of movement into this area here. But one thing I did analyze this internal structure on weekly, and I picked it to kind of, be what we're going to be reacting. Okay, guess it's on daily, be what we're going to be reacting from. And I was actually expecting that okay, the 50% of the internal structure will be tapped. So I set my order below the 50%. But yeah, I put it this way, would have been able to kind of cover something. But with the kind of movement we're having because of the news, I thought we are going to come lower. As we have it, the internal structure holds and taps takes the liquidity below this one, and we begin to have some kind of movement into there. But personally, I'm still holding on to this level here because of the fact that we still have this level is yet to be cleared, and if we check 4 hour, we can see the kind of movement we are having. And we have this internal structure that might want to kind of send price even lower. Because we're not trusting this leg yet. But nonetheless, we still have to kind of move forward in the market. So what we're going to do basically is this. We're going to do the analysis since we've broken below this strong low that we have here and we've closed below it. We're going to have some kind of reanalyze the market to see where the holding is coming from and move on to higher time frame to see what is really happening and how we can continue to move because as you can see on weekly these are weak high and these are strong low. But before we get to this particular level, we'll face a lot of things along the way. So market has been moving within this range on weekly. But on daily, this is a massive structure, and higher time frame transcend lower time frame, and the fractality of structure gives us the ability to navigate through on lower time frame. So what we're going to basically do is number one, we have this internal structure which has already hold. I mean, to some extent anyway to some extent. Even though we missed this opportunity, I believe we created another opportunity will be created for us that will save us the stress of waiting higher in the market. So let's take out all our annotation and reanalyze the market. What we're going to do without delaying ourselves, without so the only thing this is the other block. I don't want to take too much of our time. We have this leg here and that happens to be another block on daily. But the reason I'm just speaking this level, but nonetheless, I will advise we do some analysis. Here happens to be a very strong low on daily. It's a strong low, and we are expecting it to hold. We are expecting this low to hold market. And here happens to be our weak high because of the kind of something. So here happens to be our weak high, strong weak high. And this is the other block within it. And this other block also, we are anticipating that maybe okay, money has been transferred from year to year. But as you can see, we have a shift here on the right side of the market. But even though if you still want to deal with the market from the left side, something, we have this range in the market. We have this range and we are trading in the discount area of the range. So we have this OB, but within the OB, we still have an internal structure on this level here. So, and this internal structure, I guess, is what is sending the price higher in the market. So we have this internal structure here. And, but nonetheless, that's the left side of the market. So we have this if we are moving to the left out to the right side of the market, something did happen within the range that we have here. This our range. Something did happen, which is this particular leg here. To this place, we have it as our major MSS, which is market structure shift. It shifted. Then we have this break, which is break of structure. Uh, we have the trend change on that particular level. And markets, the money here has been transferred to this one. But on a bigger level, we are anticipating that, okay, this other block might kind of hold. But nonetheless, with what we are having here, until we have this structure being broken. So then on the right side of the market, we have a properly mitigated market coming down into all these levels. So here is another level, Here, then it automatically turns to our strong because of we already have, then it turns to strong guy, then we have weak low here. But this structure, this structure, the major lower high, is kind of strong enough to be giving us a proper mitigation of all this level down to this place. This is the only level that we are having some kind of imbalance, I mean, some kind of fair value gap. And during Asian this morning, early when the new session opened, we see the kind of movement, volatility that occurred, which I believe was transferred from the FOMC news yesterday into this internal structure. But nonetheless, this is the only place that I say that we are yet to have a proper mitigation. Even though we have this kind of movement within this leg, I still can't trust it that much. But this particular block that we have here is kind of movement that is massive that I'm still expecting that might send price lower. But one thing I notice is within it is this internal structure that we have here. So if we have this internal structure here, then personally, yesterday I did the analysis, internal structure that I was expecting. That's okay, maybe even before we go down, I'm expecting that maybe this particular leg is going to kind of do what? It's going to mitigate this leg properly before it goes down. But what do we see? We have this, what is it called? This other block, this particular other block that we have here, got mitigated and sent price even lower in the market, which happens to be on higher time frame. But if we are going to pick it, then if the proper leg starts from this place, then automatically here we come stronger, and we'll be anticipating this to be our weekly. So personally, I would still be expecting that maybe we kind of like still rate this particular leg that we have since it happened in the night into our other block that we have in this place. So then if there is anything that is going to power that, either this internal structure, multiple ones that we have here, or we are using the internal structure within this other block that we have on 4 hour. But if we go on lower time frame to do the analysis and try to see, we will see a proper mitigation of this particular level here before we run into this consolidation. And before we run into this consolidation, then we can be anticipating that, okay, maybe we're going to have some lower prices in the market. So if we go on 15 minutes, this particular leg here, we're going to kind of see that we have some little imbalance here, which markets can kind of react from. So we are having some kind of, this is possibility one in the market with what we are trading with in the market. We can see some kind of movement, and that this happens to be my why, because we are trading off this strong guy and this weak low, and here automatically becomes our right right side range. So and dealing range. So we're going to be on a low. I mean on the downtrend that we are experiencing. So one thing is happening now. So we are within two structures that are struggling with one another. We have this higher time frame structure which is giving us some kind of buy momentum in the market until until we have this major shift and trend change in the market. But nonetheless, this is the strong low on higher time frame that we might be expecting that market is going to hold price from going down. I have these multiple imbalances within this leg that might sustain the price up. Then we can see some kind of reaction from this internal structure from daily, sending price higher in the market. But nonetheless, these higher prices that we are still spotting is still within this uh, minor major structure on the right side of the market. So anything at all, we're going to be considering multiple possibilities in the market. So for the reason why I didn't choose this internal structure or to trade with yesterday was because that I was expecting that this other block here will be properly mitigated before we'll be able to kind of move upward in the market. So like that, I have this something that okay, maybe we're going to have something like this. Okay, that's short, long position. So they are going to have this kind of movement in the market. So we can take it to this level, to 68, or this particular level here. So, and I'm not expecting that level to get broken. Then here becomes 60, and we have 300 pips. Yeah. So that will give us our perfect 1 to 5. Because I'm anticipating that maybe that leg is going to get broken. So yeah, this short within this range, within our daily range coming down, I'll be expecting 17.5. So that will be 375. 17. 17 times 5 is going to give us 175 times 5. 875. Okay, 1375. So it's going to give us a perfect 1 to 5. So for within to move within this range, because anything can still happen, price can get to this level. And so here becomes our possibility one. Here we are still holding on to it, our possibility two. If eventually price reacts from this other block and send price lower, I'm hoping that this particular leg might hold it. So here becomes our possibility one. Here, then this one becomes our possibility two. So, but I noticed another thing within the market because of this internal structure. If peradventure this internal structure go ahead and send price into the highs, what is our hope of capitalizing on it? That's another thing. So that let's take our two possibilities out of the market and try to do some analysis again within this reaction that we are having. So if we go on lower time frame, we kind of see that this internal structure already creates some kind of shift for us in the market. So which give us some kind that's a minor MSS, which is shift. Then here we have a trend change. Imagine a very something which is TC, a minor one. As we have it like that, personal, yeah, if we have this TC and this level looks like it's aligned perfectly with the 50% of Asia range. And and we have this leg here, which can serve as a perfect resistance for market from going down and still be the kind of something that was sent. So if at all, if this internal structure is holding, then it give us this kind of shift in the market, then we can be anticipating that this other block, whatever happens from either from this level here or from this internal structure here, if it sent price low, if we experience some kind of reaction from this level, so I kind of sent price into this other block so that at least we can buy from that place. So which brings us to our number three possibility in the market. So this will give us some kind of moment and 268.5. It's going to give us 1,003, 130 pips on the market. So here can give us our third possibility in the market. So we have this place to be our possibility number one. If we have any reaction from this level, I'm expecting that, okay, it might just bring us into this OB. So even if it happens from this place and send price lower into our other block here, then we can be buying from the place. But we have three possibilities in the market. So this internal structure on the downtrend that we're anticipating, or this other block, buying from this other block, which is a major strong low here, or we are continuing with this the movement that this internal structure created. So this happens to be our three possibilities in the market. And as you know, anything can happen. There are only two movements in the market, which is either up or down. So we have this one anticipating that it's going to send price down. And we have this continuation from this internal structure. And we have another level here anticipating our other block to be taken and send price into the high. Don't forget that on weekly, we have an internal structure that we are still anticipating to send price into the highs. So everything is aligning, but everything is risky. Before it give us what we want, it might take a while and test our patience before, but we'll keep on engaging, not for us to miss the opportunity when it did happen. So we have three possibilities in the market, which is two short, one short and two long. So possibility one is anticipating that maybe from this internal structure, we can send pricing into the lows of this OB, or if this internal structure on higher time frame did eventually hold, we can kind of be anticipating the other block that it created when it give us a shift to send price into the highs. Or if everything just happened the way it wants to happen, and want to manipulate us out of the market, then we will be keeping this OB. Then before we can begin to look for sell entirely, we will have to wait until these levels got transcended. So if this major strong low, which is our higher low, got broken, then automatically we can be anticipating some levels from the markets beyond something else. So that'll be three possibilities going into trading today. And we'll be hoping that either one is going to materialize. So whichever one materialize first, then what I'm going to be doing is, since we don't know what is going to happen, except we want to be monitoring the charts closely, then I'm going to leave the three others there. Whichever one happens, even if it is the first long that got tapped and want to go into there, I'm still going to keep my 4-hour internal structure in place, and this will be in place. I'm not going to be taking anything up because anything can happen in the market. So whichever one do happen, I still have the opportunity of closing in profit with these three trades because we have, what is it called? We have a very good margin in proper risk management. Thank you very much. Have a lovely and profitable day.